Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and I would say that folks in the United States of America yet more divided along political lines now than probably any time in our history since the end of the Civil War. I mean, you can look around and you can see that there's a lot of hatred that comes from folks on both sides of the political spectrum. But you see, something that's important for us, any of us with common sense at least, is to understand that when it comes to hatred, specifically when it comes to things like racism, there's absolutely no place for that in this society whatsoever, and it doesn't matter where it comes from. I mean, for example, if you look to the far right, you got groups like, the white nationalists, the KKK, the neo-Nazis, absolutely have to condemn it. And I mean, we condemn it, and of course, liberals, they join in on it, which it's good. All of us should be condemning that. But at the same time, if you look at the other end of the political spectrum, if you look at the far left, you got groups like Antifa, you got Black Lives Matter. I mean, they are just as racist as the KKK and the neo-Nazis. It's just that, oh yeah, it's on the other side. These people vote Democrat instead of Republican. And while we are going out and condemning those groups, like we do those who vote the same way we do, yeah, it's conspicuous by their absence. So many people in the American left seem to not want to condemn that just because, oh, well, on election day, they're voting the same way I am. So, we're going to give them a free pass for their racism or their use of violence because they have a lack of argument. They try and just give them some sort of immunity, all because, oh, I'm a Democrat and you're a Democrat too, so you can do no wrong. And I mean, it is completely foolish. I mean, take a look at what was happening this past weekend here in Washington, D.C. You had some white nationalist event going on. There are a bunch of white nationalists taking the streets. And again, we're condemning them. White nationalists, what they do, not good. But anyways, they're being met by a bunch of counter-protesters, the Antifas of the world. And yeah, it seems that the only thing that the media wants to do is talk about how bad the white nationalists are, when in all actuality, they should be talking about how bad both the white nationalists and Antifa equally are. They're all bad. They're all bad. They're all groups that should be condemned for what they do. This shouldn't be a difficult thing to talk about, but in today's day and age it is. And nonetheless, the stuff that was going on there, not only was Antifa targeting the white nationalists, but they were also targeting the police. Okay, you know what? Now we've gone over a line because, well, the white nationalists are a bunch of, senseless idiots. At the same time, you got police there who are just trying to do their job and ensure that violence doesn't erupt in the streets of our nation's capital. And you've got Antifa trying to, do anything they can to try and take down these police. Of course they are, though, because the police are amongst the folks who do the best job of keeping order in our society. And it's become abundantly clear that Antifa and a lot of their friends on the left have no desire to have a society that has any order to it. No. Instead, they would much rather have a country where it's pretty much not a country. So, hence, get rid of law enforcement, open up the borders. This is the kind of stuff that happens to ensure that a country loses all legitimacy. I mean, if you don't believe me, you don't have to take my word for it. Let's see, what was the chant that the Antifa members were saying? Oh, here we go. No border, no wall, no USA at all. Yeah, it's pretty telling, isn't it? You see, it's all part of the left's plan to regain power. And to do so, it does involve stopping the enforcement of our borders. It involves getting rid of law enforcement, like this new movement amongst the American left to abolish ICE. And it should terrify each and every common sense American citizen out there. That's all the time that we have for today, but tune into the John Muir Show each and every weekday, 8:40 a.m. WTAQ, 9 a.m. WSAU and WHBL. Till next time, I'm out.